Morning, I'm just waiting for people to get online. It's a bit late starting this morning because TradingView and YouTube are not playing nicely together. So this one won't end up on YouTube, except that I'm recording it anyway, so it will end up on YouTube. I'm determined. I'm just checking that is happening. Yeah, I seem to be recording this. I will post this on YouTube separately. We're still trying to work out between us, me and TradingView, why it is that it's so tricky to simulcast on YouTube when it should be easy. Good morning to Rod Dasher. I didn't ask if you could hear me, Mayfair, but it's nice of you to let me know. Good morning, Smacek. Everyone say good morning. Come on, there's 11 of you online. Let's say good morning and let's make it a bit more interesting. So, as usual, right, we've got 15 people now. So let's go. 16. I want to get it over 30 today simultaneously. So stay on, even if you just have to mute me and put me on some tab you don't watch. Right. Bitcoin. Here's the daily chart. It's still sideways, isn't it? I'm still bearish, and the reason I'm bearish, I've been through before. There are many reasons why I'm bearish. Very funny, Mayfair, before I muted you, he said. There's many reasons why I'm still bearish. This is not how everyone thinks they can make money here. I know I'm confusing it a bit, but I've said it so many times. But I'm just running through it in case there's any new people tuning in for the first time. Running through it. This is when you look at it on kind of a weekly or even a monthly basis. You're getting an ABC correction here, if anything. This correction from the high and see, should be lower. I mean, this is how it feels. Additionally, when you look at it on the daily, and let's just remove that. If you look at it on the daily, none of this is impulsive. I mean, the correct impulsive manner is to go up and then retrace more than 50%, between 50 and 100% really. Hasn't done that. That's a 382. This one here, where we're going from, so if we blow up this retracement is pathetic. This is still bearish. So I'm doing this the wrong way around. Hang on. So this retracement here, not even 382. So we've got further to go. My analysis of what's going on here is reasonably simple. I mean, you've got a high followed by a higher high to knock out people who shorted it, and then you've got a low. I mean, you can see this on like a 4 hour. So this low here would have had stops under it, and guess what? We broke those, and then we've shot up like a rocket. And what are we going to do? Probably break out the shorts that leave their stops up here. So I'm targeting this for a mini fake rally. Another slightly new high. But all in all, this is retail hype, and it's not the big boys playing. The big boys don't want to buy it up here. It's that simple. They want to buy it down here. 25 to 35, they're interested. 25 to 35, they're interested in buying it. And it's taken this long, to work out where their levels are, but their levels are sub 35. They had no real interest here. You see where it pings straight through and retests it? That is their point where they're interested in buying, and everything above here is not in their value zone. They're looking to sell it. And so, there we go. There's the short thing. It's really going for it this time. What do I think? I still think it's going down in the medium term and then up in the long term. After all, we are bulls. We are bulls of Bitcoin. We think it goes up in the long term. We just want to get in at the low. And when you ask about all these altcoins, they're all going to follow the big dog. The tail doesn't want the dog will be going for it downwards, doing one in the courtyard, and at that point all of the rest of them will do one in the courtyard. So let's do some hellos. XRP, yeah, I can talk about that. Smacek, one sec. And hi, Newfin. Newfin's one of our and Spine. These are guys from our Discord. Rapport Takchi. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to try all these names. Rapport Takchi. I'm going to go for. Good morning. Good morning, Maysami. We were here last time, and everybody's morning. And Nigel's here as well, and Ready Shred. They all want to match That Sailor average. Yeah, well, maybe. I personally think the Sailor average is a good thing, and I think it's a perfectly good target. So that is kind of Bitcoin in a nutshell. It's also the alts in a nutshell. I want to buy XRP, and the reason I want to buy XRP is simple. It's because it's a good business model, and they're under a lot of SEC scrutiny and with the lawsuit and that. But if it's a good enough business model, and then the SEC say, right, we want this at a fine, and they manage to negotiate a fine, then they can just literally go to their investors and say, right, this is the fine, and then we're in business and we're legit. At which point the investors will go, very likely in my opinion, the investors will go, done, all right, here you go, here's your money, and at which point the whole thing just goes ballistic. The investors, of course, will be long XRP at the time because they're part of the big players. Now, XRP has had a great performance. I'm just concerned that when the proverbial hits the proverbial in Bitcoin, it will just collapse again. And I may have missed buying it at 30 cents. I looked at it at 30 cents and looked at it hard. And obviously I'm kicking myself I didn't buy it, but I'm long term. I'm not a trader in these things. I'm an investor in cryptos, and I want to get decent levels for it. And that is my message. That is the Bitcoin message. It's still going down. Don't be fooled. It'll probably top out slightly new high. And in fact, you can almost see this as a mini. Let's just grow this a bit. You could almost see this as a mini Wyckoff, which I'm seeing here. Never mind almost. You've got your initial bias climax about there. You've got and then you've got an upthrust, another upthrust, and possible UTAD coming. That's how it looks to me. You've got the lower level after this, so it's pushed into looking like a really nice spring, which is exactly what they did lower down. But I think this is I can't see anything bullish in this. I really can't. To me, the shortening of the thrust here is another big deal. So if we look at it on a, come on, move up. There we go. So if I draw the kind of angle of attack, if you want to call it, from down here, it's vertical, less than vertical, less than vertical, less than vertical. So that's called a shortening of the thrust in Weiss and Wyckoff's terms, and for me, it's not great. Okay, so that's the end of Bitcoin. Now, anybody else want anything else? More than 40 online. Come on, let's get it to 50 next week. Is there anything else anyone wants to talk about? XRP I've covered. Ethereum I'm also a bull off because of the business case and the fact that a lot of banks are already involved. And the only thing that's stopping me is the fact that I think I can get better value. I will, when this falls again, which it will do before, and I do think it goes up to 85,000 on the next one. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think this is the next one. It's that simple. So I'll rather wait. And I've missed a couple of opportunities to buy Bitcoin at 30, XRP at 30, 1,500 or so in Ethereum, and I've literally turned them down and just said I'm ready to wait until I know that we're on here, because in terms of Elliott Wave, when we're looking at, let's look at weekly here. Let's auto that. You've got to ask yourself, there's the 3, is this the 4? I'm going to say I don't believe it is, actually. I think the 3, 4, so let's just put this on so people can see, and it doesn't really matter where you put your 1, 2. I'm just going to put them here as placeholders. The 4, which I'm going to put here just for the fun of it. I think the 5 is probably 85. The 4 is meant to be tricky, and if you look at this, can you see the ABC? So some people might call that ABC, but I don't think that's ABC. I think we've got B. So that's kind of the picture I'm looking at. Right, let's move on. What's next? DGBUSDT. I know I'm going to say here that it won't have enough information here. So this only goes back to last year. It's a year old, and all I can give you here, because I can't use Elliott Wave on something that people aren't universally adopting. So I'm not even going to try and put Elliott Wave on it. What can I say in terms of daily action is probably the best one to look at it at. Let's draw this in. Have we got any obvious levels? We've got a big fat one sitting there. So I'd say that without much doubt. So if you're a bull, that's your target. And I'm not going to try and draw this with consummate accuracy. So it's a little bit like that. It's possibly even a little higher. Kind of there. No, I'm going to go for there. And so if I'm a bull, you know, I'd be looking to get out around there in this, and you know, and wait for a pullback before getting in again. Does it look bearish? Does this feel like? Does this feel like an impulsive move? Not really. So it still looks a tiny bit contracty. Do we have any levels actually where we are? Well, this action here tells me there's something, and the fact that it revisits it here. So yeah, like a lot of things, we're at a point here where you've got to say there is a level here where we are. Gun to my head, I'm selling that. And two reasons. First of all, because there's a level there that I can just about see. And second is because I think Bitcoin goes down, and when it does, the tail goes down too. Next one, ETC. Ethereum Classic. Well, I mean, we're going to get the same story in all of these. That's the thing. They're all just waiting. Now, you know, I'm just going to say the same thing. And you're at a bit of a level here, which is poked through and then given up on. I don't know. I haven't really got much to say about that one. I think all of these go down because I think Bitcoin goes down. Next one on Euro USD update. Euro USD. Well, we're interested in that. We are well interested in going long. And interestingly, I got another email this morning. Let me just find the picture. Hold on. Let's get on. It's on. I sent it to someone on our Discord. So why can't I move that? Let me see if I can find it. I actually got this picture today. I do think it's uncanny. It's just when we're thinking about, just when we are definitely saying, you know, I get that this morning from FX Street. Euro USD bulls nowhere to be found. Not true. I am a Euro USD bull. Okay, so there's my update on Euro USD. This thing going up. I like that picture. Let's go to a weekly and also that. Let's give it that thing. I like this picture a lot. I've got my 2020 low. In fact, I'm going to go to the daily. Weekly's kind of irrelevant here. I've got my 3. I've had this. I've had the 4 is in, and now I'm getting the same impulsive action and pullback. And everyone thinks, let's grow this a bit. Everyone thinks that this is about to push through and go down, and I do not think that. I think we're in the 1-2. So here's a 1-2. So this is a 3-4 thing. So never mind where 1 and 2 are, but let's just do that. And then we've got the 3, and then we've got the 4, and then we've got a 5. And inside that, you know, I've done this for other people before. Let's have a look at that in green, and we say, right, so in the 5 we need a 1-2, which we have there, and then we'll get a 3, 4, 5 to match that 5. Don't forget, I haven't actually labelled where they are. This is just graphically. And then when I beam in and look on closer timescales, I'm looking for a 1-2 within this, and I'm probably getting it. Let's look on the hourly from the 2. So there's my 2 when I move it to the hourly, and inside this, what am I seeing? Let's go for a white one. I'm seeing 1 and a lazy old 2. But even then, that 2 is deep enough. That's 50%. In fact, it might even be 0.618. I can't remember now. So up to there. It's a 618 retracement. That's pretty good for me. So I think we've got now the white. We've had the 1. We've had the 2. And this is the start of the rally. And I think it's not very surprising that you've got all these people saying there's no, what was it? I'll just put it up again. Look. Euro USD bulls nowhere to be found. Isn't that an amazing coincidence? Either they're being fooled by the classic sort of, this is just a pullback in the drop and it's going to go again, and they're thinking that, or they're part of the same conspiracy that makes all of you retail people slot it at exactly the same time to help them buy it, because they want to buy here. This is perfect buying territory for them. They've had this, which everyone thought was a pullback. Everyone then sold it, expecting it to go down. And now they're saying it's going down, don't you worry. And this is gaining acceleration. So you sell it some more and they say, thanks very much, we wanted that. And that's what I think in that one. Simple as that. Let's go back now. Euro USD, Carver USDT. I'm going to be here forever. I've got stuff to do today, boys, girls, everybody. Carver USDT, yeah, another coin of some kind. I don't know. Let's have a look. It's great not really knowing anything about these, in fact, because you can just look at the price action and not be fooled by any of this nonsense. Too new, look at it. When's that? In 2019. Don't know what you can make of that. Certainly can't use any Elliott wave nonsense. Go to the daily. Chaos. Can't read anything into that. So I'll bring out the default answer. When Bitcoin goes down, this probably will too. I think Bitcoin's going down, therefore I'd sell this if I had to do something. Usman Manzoor, greetings from Pakistan. Greetings from Surrey, England to you. A106512, no problem. I will, it's obviously going to be up in TradingView, and I'll also post it on YouTube. Phantom USDT, I already know what I'm going to say about that, Usman. But I'll put it up anyway, just for a laugh. Similar picture, only weaker. Okay, this is a weak one, because this hasn't had enough of a rally, really. Or maybe it has. Let's put the 0 near the 0. I had minuses on the screen there. I don't know. Hype. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do that. And I probably need to put that on every altcoin at the moment, because they will all do one on the floor as soon as Bitcoin goes down. Next one, thoughts on platinum. I don't really have much. I looked at trading platinum, and one of the things that put me off was the spread was insane. The spread between buying and selling was insane in platinum in comparison with gold, and silver was quite large. So gold is very, very, very popular, so therefore get quite a tight spread. And gold is something I do trade. I looked at trading silver, and it was just about doable. And I thought, well, actually, I think platinum, at the time, I saw that it was in a pretty good shape on an Elliott wave status, and this was a couple of months ago. And then I brought it up on my trading screen and realised that the spread was taking a piss, to say the least. But I'm happy to look at it. I don't know. Let's put it on this one. So I remember thinking to myself, this looked quite Elliott wavy and nice. I liked it. Let's look on a weekly. It's broken, unless that's a pretty weak 2. 1, 2, it's broken it, but then again gold has as well. So I'm not going to hold that against it. I'll just flip to gold and then back to platinum. Because gold, I'm not going to flip to gold because it's silly. But it's kind of a similar picture. So it looks very similar in that it's had this spike down and spike back up, which I don't trust. I think it was, well, not market manipulation, but I'm not going to say that it broke it, because gold broke its Elliott wave by a few dollars and then smashed its Elliott wave to pieces. But this wave here, that's a weak 2. But here, for me, that does kind of fit. It's got enough of the pieces to make me like it. The fact that the 4 is now below the 1, I'm going to forgive, because actually the real 4 is kind of here, which is level with or just above the 1. And it doesn't change my feeling for the progression of it, which is similar to gold. So we're gold bulls and we're waiting for the US dollar to fall in order to take our trade. And we switch to DXY, which is the dollar index. You can see I've been marking up the pullback here, which I'm going to take out because it's kind of I'd probably put that in on an hourly just to see what it looked like. So let's get rid of that. If I can grip it, I'm going to have to go through here. So this in the DXY is another perfect Elliott wave. In fact, let me just switch. So here, I think that's quite an old one. So here we've got 1, 2, wait a minute. Now this is something else I marked up for somebody else. It's getting confusing now. But let's take that out of there. So this is somebody else's plot that I put on just to see it. Right, so this is where I think we are, and all it did was move the 4 for me to here. This spike I do not trust. I don't think it breaks it, and the fact that it's below this 1 doesn't change my overall feeling for the thing. And what I'm waiting for in gold is this up, then back, then off. Now I don't think we're necessarily going to get the back because this whole area here is suspicious. So for me, I'm willing to overlook the fact that it broke the Elliott wave. I'm willing to overlook quite a few things as long as DXY does what we say. So switching back to that. So as long as DXY looks good, and it does, looks excellent as far as I'm concerned, we're getting, you know, on a shorter, this is a daily, but on the shorter time frame, we're getting the 1, 2 already. I mean, if we look on 1 hour, if this is the first pullback on the larger 2, then we're back and up, and we're looking pretty impulsive now, and this is all very, very good. And so I think this is bullish for gold, bullish for platinum. Let's move on. After platinum, bro, do you think, who's asking this? Sandenrazsmitha. Bro, do you think we'll have second bull run? Yes, but just not from here. There's the quick answer. A1064. My only question is, are you still determined of your analysis? I mean, have you any B plan prediction or no? For BTC, well, at the moment I've seen nothing to change my mind because I've not seen the impulsive 1-2 that keys in to the start of an impulsive rally, and you know, I haven't seen that. You know, as soon as I see that and it feels as good as, say, the DXY chart or anything like it, you know, absolutely. And if that happens to happen at 35, or even, you know, if I start to see it after another rally and then another drop, I see it at 28, at 20, at 7, at 42. When I see that, then the stance changes, and then I feel safe because I know I can go in there and have ultimate confidence that my bias is good. My bias currently is bearish in BTC, and right now that means I won't buy it. And when my bias changes, I will say so. And you know, if it turns out to be at 42, I will say, okay, now I see it. You know, the fact that I didn't trade at 30, 35, and all those other things, I don't care because I wasn't catching that falling knife and getting myself cut. Pound Swissy. I'll look at Pound Swissy. I haven't looked at that for a while, or have I? Doesn't look like it. Let's see if I've got any drawings. Nope. So on Pound Swissy on the daily, that is, this is a really tough 4, isn't it? So it's a really tough one to analyse on an Elliott wave, and I would say to myself that I really don't like this one. So you can put a wave to it where that's the 2. Let's try and do it. The high's just about that one, the low's just about that one. It's quite an ugly 3, but you can see a 1-2 in the 3. You can see a pullback, though it's not deep enough really for the 4. So have we even reached the 3 yet? It does look like, because this looks like corrective behaviour here. Is that the 4? Well, you have got an impulsive 1-2 there. So some of the pieces are there. Some of the pieces are there. And Pound Swissy, you know, you have got a 1-2 there and a potential going up for 3 in this potential 5 move. So while I wouldn't say it's ideal because this is messy as, But then again, 2s can be messy, just like 4s can be messy. And the character of the 2, ABC, is different from the character of the 4. So there are a number of things in there that I do like. This doesn't look too bad as a, you know, there's various places you could get. It's just the 4's a bit weak here, the internal one. So just to draw that in with a bit more detail. What should we use? White. So the internal one here, which you should see, that's not it because this is lower. So this, and then you're looking for a 4, and I guess the best, that 4 is probably deeper. And if we look at the retracement, is it in the ballpark or not? It's a weak retracement. It's not a great 4. So but that's the only part of the picture that I don't like, this one. This looks okay. Looks like a 1-2. So, you know, gun to my head and buying that. Where are we? Pound Swiss. Nano, long-term utility. I can't give you long-term stuff on a utility coin that I don't understand. I'm sorry, mate. You know, I haven't looked into it enough. I looked into the sort of the universe of altcoins and chose 2, and I'm sticking with those 2, and they are XRP and Ether. And I'm just going to stick with those. And there are loads of other things out there, but I like stuff that's, you know, easier to predict. So in one case, in Ether, it's starting to behave because it's institutional now. It's starting to behave using a wave. It makes me comfortable. And in the other case, XRP, there is a financial story in there, which, you know, I kind of have seen it happen before. That companies in an awful lot of trouble, they settle with the SEC, and all of a sudden the business case is better than it was before. Now, it's cost them a bit, but it's irrelevant in the grand scheme. So that's why. So I'm not going to talk about Nano, I'm afraid. Danny MH1 says, in your opinion, what's the best place to put your money over the next 5 years? I know that's a difficult one based on individual circumstances, but just interested to get your thoughts. I'd say in your pocket until we're happy with Bitcoin, and then I would put it in XRP, Bitcoin, and Ether. There you go. There's your answer. I think cryptos are here to stay. It's just that I want to buy them low enough to make a difference to myself, rather than, you know, buying them for 20%. And you're not going to get that kind of thing. And the other thing you could do, I don't know, where do I put my money next 5 years? In, you know, in the universe of stuff that we cover here on TradingView, then crypto has the most ability to appreciate in 5 years. Okay, it also has the highest risk. And so, you know, this is not investment advice because I'm not allowed to give it to you, but I would say you need to diversify a bit, put some in this, some in that, some in more stable things, maybe some property, depends which country you live in, obviously. And investing, well, stocks tend to go up over time, and as long as you can literally hold on to your nads during the bad times in stocks. I mean, for example, here's something I showed the other day which surprised me. So I joined just before the 87 crash. Let's bring up US 500. So I started trading just before. Let's just hide all these drawings, and we'll put it on the monthly. And I wonder if any of you, oh, it doesn't even go back far enough. That's really irritating, isn't it? Well, I wonder if I can get SP 500. No, that doesn't go back far enough either. When I looked for the 1987 crash on the S&P chart, and the moral of the story, I'm sorry I can't actually show it to you, I couldn't see it. It was like a pimple. And so that is the story. So you kind of need to diversify. If you want some exciting stuff, have a bit of your money in crypto, put some of it in stocks, and then have some, I know, some really boring stuff. Some of the best thing you can do is just go with what your IFA says. But say you do want to have, if you want to have a more adventurous portfolio, then you know, tell them so. Some people believe some pattern named Dead Cat Bounce to put BTC in bear market. Do you believe in it? No, I don't think BTC is in a bear market. I think it's in a correction of a bull market. That's very kind, Dreaded Shred. Our DXY posts have been very informative. You guys are my morning watch. Good to say. The stochastic is extremely useful. It is the one we use more than anything else. And you can buy it. If you go and look at my profile, you can see the indicators that we sell actually. So you know, I'm not hyping it too much, but you can buy that one, and that is one we use all the time. So going back, let's see what it says on Bitcoin right now for a start. Hang on, I don't want to do that. I want to just go back to Bitcoin in this. So what are we seeing? We are seeing on a weekly, that tells me we're entering overbought on a weekly. This green line here says overbought and meaning it. There's too much clutter on this chart. Let's pop that out of there. Let's pop that out of there. Pop that out of there. I'll leave that one in there because that's my forecast. But the stochastic, let's get the fib out of there too. But the stochastic is saying overbought. What's it saying on a daily? Overbought false bar, which means it goes sideways. Could go up, but given where the weekly is, I'd say down. Overbought false bar. It's not quite overbought actually, stochastic. 4 hour, we just had this massive quick rally, which is classic, which is actually classic really in something like this. Look, get all the longs out, get all the shorts out, get all the longs out, get all the shorts out, and that's how it feels. So the stochastic is quite useful. I'm not trying to sell it, but have a look at it, and if you like it, well, I do use it, so you can just watch me use it and see what I think. Though I must admit, Lewis uses it a lot more than me, and he puts a lot of faith into it. And as I've got a lot of faith in him, you know, I think you should. Hi Paul, should we have a look at Tesla? Yeah, of course. Let's look on, as always, on the biggest possible 1, 2. Not really seeing. See, that could be 1, 2. See, this part here doesn't have much of a pullback. So this will be hype, which is causing this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Could be bullish. So if we regard this, if we think this is the 4 here, if we think that's the 4, then you might have a bit of 1, 2 action. Not really. So if that's the 4, then the 5 starts, and the 5's up here somewhere. Dreadful 5. I'm going to have to get rid of that and redo my 5. So if that's my 5, I do have a 1, 2 here. So I've got to ask myself, is this a 3, this rally? So when we look at it closely, what do we get? So let's come in on a daily from the 4. That doesn't look great. Got to be honest, doesn't look great. Because your 1, 2, which should be contained within this, you know, this isn't it, because this is lower. So it would have to be this, and that would have to be 3. But I'm looking inside this one for impulsive behavior. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not convinced. There you go. Not convinced. Not seeing it. I haven't got much of an opinion. So no, I'm not very helpful. What would I do? Gun to my head. Gun to my head, shoot me. Don't know what to do in Tesla. Tesla's also very dangerous, like Bitcoin. Tell some coins that have 20 to 50 potential in the second bull run. I don't know, okay, because I haven't looked at mini alts, and I don't know is the answer. It would be nice to be more active on Twitter. Well, you need to Mayfair Trades on Twitter. Use Mayfair Trades on Twitter. He tweets often. And it's the same story because we're partners and we work in the same thing. Okay, so we're both mentors at Mayfair Trading. Discord link is on there. I'll just post it here in case people haven't seen it. And in there, you'll get, in our visitors area, all the tweets go in there anyway, so go and have a look. May Santos, thank you very much. It was very informative. Right, well, I think that's it for today. How many hours have I done today? 35 minutes. That's well over time. Half an hour normally. But I think I've covered most of the stuff we're interested in, and some of the stuff you guys are interested in. So until Monday, 10:30, I'll be on. Bye-bye.